Hey guys, it's Leo, and it's time to talk about episode 22 of HUGTTO PRECURE. This was a very special episode because it brought us black and white from the first and second seasons of Precure 15 years ago, and it was a special appearance. And even though this was big in the Precure world, this was something very big. I was pleasantly surprised because they were not the focus of this episode. Instead, this episode focused on Emiru and Lulu, who were supposed to be the focus. So I was happy. I was happy, and I'm going to share why. So the plot of this episode was basically Emiru's guitar was broken last episode, and the girls, Kira Mashiri and Kira Amur, both of them, they were blaming themselves because they thought that the guitar broke because they were not strong enough. So Emiru was putting on a front, saying that she was not worried about that. It was okay that her guitar broke. Let's move on. Let's focus. Let's go forward. But Lulu, she felt that the guitar broke because she was not strong enough, and so she was feeling very guilty. Um, so I can understand both of them in this drama. I can totally understand Lulu feeling guilty about Emiru's guitar because it was her own thing, it was her own doing. It was not really only Lulu's fault, but I can understand her guilt because of that. And we also have Emiru's side, which I can also understand. She doesn't want to confront Lulu because she knows Lulu was not responsible. So she's acting like she's happy, she's acting like she is not worried about that, but she is, deep inside she is. She is feeling sad because she lost her guitar. Her guitar is very important to her, and she was feeling it, but she was putting on a front. She was, pretending to be okay so that Lulu wouldn't be hurt. And because of that, they both had a little clash. And that's when Honoka and Nagisa came in. Um, their participation in this episode was basically to show both of them, Emiru and Lulu, that you can be best friends, but at the same time, because you're best friends, you're going to fight a lot and you're going to get into arguments, and that's totally fine. That's a part of understanding each other. That's part of you learning more about your friend and confronting them about something that happened that you didn't like or that didn't please you. That's normal. That has to be normal among people that are friends, among people that have a deep bond with each other. And both of them, they really care about each other a lot. Even though they're friends for a very short time, they do have a special bond. And it's clear that Emiru cares a lot about Lulu, but she didn't really know what to do with that. And I really liked that scene in which Emiru talked with Nagisa. I really feel like Nagisa's voice actor is still in top form. I cannot say the same about Honoka's voice actor. Her voice felt very forced, just like Tomoyo from Card Capture Sakura Clear Card Hen. In Clear Card, Tomoyo's voice felt really forced. It didn't feel natural. And Honoka's voice is better than Tomoyo's voice in Clear Card, but it did feel a little forced. It didn't really feel natural to me in this episode. She didn't really say much, but it didn't really feel like a natural voice like she did in Futariwa. Um, and so in this episode, we also had a lot of drama concerning Paparu, and you guys must imagine that I am very conflicted because Paparu now is not a villain anymore, but she had a lot of focus, and I've been thinking. And I don't think a villain has received so much focus in an episode like this, by dealing with the villain's emotions, and that was really nice. So, Paparu loves a man. But this love seems really one-sided. From all that we've seen so far, this love feels really one-sided, and it seems to me that Paparu is the only one that loves him. And we don't even see him talking back to her. We don't even see him interacting with her. We just see her talking to him, and we just see her being very philosophical. And this episode was really interesting when she saw Jealous in her bedroom, replacing her. Uh, uh, the way she felt desperate, and how they connected that with a classical story. It was really nice, and it was very well thought. So, she has a very strong love for him. She feels very strong. She feels very strongly for him. Oh my God. You guys have no idea how Brazil is today, at least here in the block that I live, because Brazil just won the World Cup against Mexico. And so everybody's partying and everybody's celebrating, even though it's Monday. You guys have no idea how the World Cup influences us Brazilians. Anyways, so I felt it was really interesting, and it was really nice that because Papru has a very strong love towards that man. We don't really know. We know that it's George, but the series hasn't told us yet. We know it's George. So she has a very strong love for him, and she feels very strong for him. And when she saw that she was replaced, she didn't even try to go after him, and she didn't even try to talk to him. She just felt totally destroyed. She just felt like she didn't have to do this anymore. And so she just went there and ran away. The dark energy inside of her just started overflowing, and we had a very dramatic scene of her infusing that inside her. Um, and so she became a very big Oshimaida herself. Now, another interesting scene that we had, those Oshimaidas, when the actual villains turn into Oshimaidas, they become way stronger than the regular ones. We saw that with Charlie, and now we saw that with Papru as well. But against Charlie, the girls were able to hold their own, but now against Papiru, they were not. The girls even used their individual powers. Anjay and Etoile, they used their individual powers. Machiri and Amur, they tried, but they couldn't hold their own. Curiel, who's super strong, she couldn't hold their own as well. She couldn't hold her own as well against the Oshimaida Papiru. And that's when Cure Black and Cure White took the spotlight away and said, let us show you how to fight. This was really nice. We had their intros played again. I was a little sad that it wasn't drawn in HUGTTO style because we would have seen it in a different way, and I would love to see that in a different style, in a different animation, in a newer animation. But it was a nice callback. It was like nostalgia kicking in again, and I really liked that. And we were able to see their intros. We didn't see them transforming, but we saw their intros. And after that, the battle, a physical battle, Papuru against Cure Black and Cure White. That was the best battle of the season, and I think that it was probably one of the best battles of Precure since the Go Princess days, that had amazing battles as well. Since the Go Princess days, it was the best, and I adored it. And it was so nice seeing the physical fights again, and I was really, really excited to see that beautiful scene, strong scene, and impactful scene. I loved it. And so they were able to defeat her, but she started crying because she was suffering a lot. And then Lulu saw, and Lulu identified that was Paparu. And then Lulu and Amur and Machiri, they entered that monster, and they were able to have a talk with Paparu herself. Um, that talk was beautiful, and I do understand Paparu's side. It's really hard to deal with rejection. We humans, we have a very hard time dealing with that, especially when it comes to relationships and love, because when we're rejected, we feel horrible. And when this rejection comes from someone we love a lot and we have lots of feelings for, it hurts even more. And sometimes people even get sick because of that. They get physically sick because of emotions. And that's how strong things can be. And so I understand Papa's frustration. I understand her whole thing. But I liked the way they dealt with it. It's not easy for you to, okay, I've been rejected, now I'm gonna look forward. It's not easy. But that's what we have to do. I mean, it's a process, and it's like one day after another, but it's what we have to do. We cannot really deal with that another way, right? And so by Mashiri and Amur telling them that she has so much love inside of her, and she can dedicate this love towards someone else in the future. She has to cultivate this love because she might meet someone else again, and she can, she can use this love for someone else. Or I would even go further. You should use this love for yourself, for friends, maybe family, for people that you have close to you, for your animals, whatever. But I think that it was beautiful because at the end of the talk, Paparu said to herself, I am going to give myself another chance. I deserve another shot. And who doesn't? In life, who doesn't deserve, even though we make some mistakes? I know that there are mistakes and mistakes, there are levels, and there are things that are more serious, there are things that are crimes. But, we all make mistakes and we all can learn from them. And, we all deserve second chances. We all deserve second chances at love, at happiness, you know, at relationships. And I was glad that she was able to look at it this way. And I was really glad. I was glad and I was happy that she was able to be reformed, and that she was able to be like, you know, Papuru again, but this time not a villain. And so, with that talk, the girls were able to get out of Papuru, and with all of that drama, we had new weapons, the twin love guitars. They don't look very good in my opinion, but the attack was really nice. I loved when they were playing the guitars. It was so cool. I thought that it lacked a little bit more of impact right at the end of the attack. I mean, I thought that they were going to shoot different things, not just two hearts. It was kind of similar to their first powers, to Amour's and Machidi's first powers, that they didn't even use that much. They used it for 2 episodes only. So I thought that this was going to be more than a purple heart and a red heart. I thought it was going to be more. It wasn't. But I don't care. I still think it was gorgeous. It was amazing. And, I just loved it. I really think this attack was very nice. The music, the background music that played, it was really good. And unfortunately, at the end of the episode, we had Cure Black and Cure White go away. They were back to their worlds. And I really liked White's reaction to all of this, by saying that, oh my God, here we go again. Let's go back again to our world because, she's been through that for some times. And, the interaction between Black and Yell at the start of the episode, Ariana Mechaku, it was really nice. The both catchphrases from the first and the 15th season together like that. I loved it. And I feel like this episode was really nice because we were able to see a little bit more of Black and White. We were able to see a little bit more of them as humans, as cures. We were able to see them fighting again, but they didn't really steal the spotlight from the HUGTTO girls and from Paparu even. We had time to develop a villain that we don't usually see in Precure. And I am in love with Paparu even more. Now I hope that she appears more in future episodes. Anyways, I have said a lot and I'm sorry for that. Anyways, please leave a comment with your opinions on episode 23, this gorgeous episode. I really liked it and I hope you guys liked it as much as I did. And anyways, let's just pray that Paparu comes back in future seasons. No, in future episodes. And next episode, things are going to get serious. I am kind of scared. Anyways, guys, thank you so much for watching. And until next time, bye-bye.